Alright, so this is my bus. It is a 1988 International, 35 foot long. And this is the ginormous garage that it's in while I'm working on it. Over here up front we have three 55-gallon water tanks, which will eventually be underslung underneath the driver's side of the bus towards the front. Some workspace. This plywood here is, and over here, but this is for building out the box that the water tanks will live in. All three of these tanks are going to be run together, so they're all going to be my freshwater tanks. So I'll have 165 gallons, which should be pretty good, I think. As you can see here, the interior has already been demoed, and all the floor taken out and such, and the ceiling and the walls and such, and spray foam insulation put in, and the floor painted with Rust-Oleum. There are some existing 12-volt and 110-volt lines. I'm probably going to ignore those and put in my own, just because the folks I bought the bus from had a plan, and I don't know what that plan is, but so these might not be ideal for my purposes. Yeah, so obviously it is not not fully painted yet. Oh right, I need to back up so you can kind of maybe see the little wooden posts up there. So there's a foundation for a roof deck. It's about 10 feet. Also got a backup camera. It's pretty sweet. Came in very handy driving this thing down from Tennessee. So far, my contributions to modifications to making it livable is some of the plumbing here, and these gutters, which are for rain catchment. There's 30 feet of gutter. Well, not quite 30 feet. It's like 28 something. Anyway, they go all the way along with the edges of the bus. So they are held theoretically in place by some just normal gutter hangers, but then I have these supports here, which this is one of the good ones, that will hopefully also assist in holding up the weight and also keeping the gutter attached to the bus, because, well, going at 50 miles per hour on a road, it is entirely possible that these might get, ripped off. So, yeah, because like this one ends right along the driver's side window. So, yes, here's the front of the bus, which is very dark because I'm doing this late. But yes, it's a very big bus, because I'm holding this about eye level. I'm doing this on a phone. But now we can get into the interior of the bus, which is, yeah. So the seat is kind of old and a little jank, but it'll do. That's the cool thing for opening and closing the door. The couple who owned this bus before I did, put in a stereo system. Guy also played the drums, so that was cool. Cool guy. He's definitely a cool guy. When the bus broke down after I bought it from him, he was willing to drive the half hour out to where we were from his place to assist in investigating the problem. So this is the interior of the bus. Nothing really exciting. Here's a ton of fittings for the plumbing, for doing the rain catchment and into the water tanks and all that jazz. None of this actually is for like the internal actual like usable plumbing. This is all just for handling the rain catchment. So that's fun. Let's see, what else are we going on here? So I get some PEX piping and some copper pipe, which you saw. And there's a really bright light over there. I'll stand in front of it. Yeah. So right now, as it stands, I have about 4 inches of headroom in the midships. That drastically goes down because, bus, so curvature, right? But I have what seems to be a reasonable-ish floor plan at the moment. It does change sometimes when I ponder things. But yeah, so that's a bus. Yep. Come on this side. Ugh, boy. Alright. Yeah, so, for instance, that is a clamp holding two parts, separate parts of the gutter on the starboard side in place because it decided to come apart, so it's siliconing and curing right now and whatnot. But yeah, and I also put in a support because I was trying to make these level, because when we first installed these, they were not level whatsoever, which was cool. Actually, you can kind of see it over here with this one. Like, that is not, and it's probably hard to tell, but that's not level. It's not level at all. So part of the role of supports is to make sure the gutters are level, which, yes, technically they are supposed to run downhill a little bit, but I didn't do that because, well, I'm an idiot, and I don't do plumbing or gutters ever. First time for everything. Yeah, so workspace and tools and whatnot and stuff and junk. Yeah, so that's a school bus. The plan is to be done with this by the end of December this year. So I have just over just under 7 months. Wait, we're almost middle of June, so I guess 6.5 months. Yeah. And I've had it since middle of April, but it wasn't until, I don't know, sometime in, March. No, I had it since middle of March. Yeah, middle of March. So it took me a couple months to actually start doing stuff to it, but things are happening. Right, it doesn't look like much, mostly because I'm focusing on the gutters. But yeah, once those are done, and the plumbing is, well, yeah, once the connections are made and I've got the line run down to the side here, because this is all going to come down to the side, because water tanks are going to be underslung over there, between the wheel well and that gray thing up there. So, let's see, can I show that? That needs to be even angled lower. Okay. Alright. So now we're going to check out underneath the bus, because that's fun. Oh, that's still really dark over here. Oh, yeah. I can't see a thing. Jeez. So, yeah, so that kind of boxy thing, that's the bus batteries. And then I'm going to go all the way to the wheels. All up in here. All up in there is going to be all water tanks. It's going to be great. Oh, also, well, it's really hard to see, and I'm short, so I haven't actually been up there, but there are also currently 4 150-watt solar panels mounted towards the front of the bus in a T configuration at the moment. So that's 600 watts. The plan is to have 1,200 watts of solar and 1,600 watts of wind total for my power generation. So I need to double the number of solar panels, which is fine, but I also need to be careful about where I put them, because I need to have a chimney for the wood stove and probably some kind of vent for the kitchen area. And a ceiling fan would also be fantastic, because this bus is old enough that it doesn't actually have any topside emergency exits, which is less than ideal. So I will be cutting some holes into the ceiling. Eventually there will be a ladder installed. The ladder will be going on this side, so I can open up the door and hop onto the ladder from the inside without having to, monkey around and whatnot. So that'll go up to the roof deck. Oh yeah, so that is a bus.